What's up, guys? So, oh man, it's been crazy. Uh, where do I start? I got locked out of my storage last week. Actually, this week. It was the beginning of this week, because what is today? Thursday? Yeah, so Tuesday. Tuesday, I got locked out of my storage unit. Now, the storage unit being locked is not my issue per se, but the contents in there, I had just recently started back working on cars, and as you know, earlier part of this channel, I did reviews, basically reviewing bike parts, going on bike rides, filming bike rides that I went on. So my bikes, my tools, all of that stuff is in my storage. I have very little money to pay bills. I've tried to make arrangements with everybody, but some bills just can't get paid. There's not enough money. When you're not working because your governor has decided to put a stay-at-home order in place, what are you supposed to do? Go to the governor's mansion and say, look, man, you're going to have to pay me because I got bills to pay. They understand this. They know this. But the messed up part is people that work for what I consider unscrupulous companies. They demand that you pay on time. Otherwise, you will get a late charge. Otherwise, your services will be cut off. And oh man, I really do feel that because of the situation that we're facing right now, it should be understood that people don't have much money. So last week I think it was last week before, I paid half of my storage fee so that I could take the remainder of the money and, try to pay on some other bills. Well, they didn't lock me out, so I'm thinking it's cool. It's a pandemic. People ain't got much money. This is a really cool company. I don't mind dealing with them. Then I go in there Tuesday morning. Nothing. I am locked out. Locked out. So I call them. What's the problem? Oh, well, you only paid half your payment, so we locked you out. That's basically what they said. And I'm like, really? You're locking me out because what? What reason? I'm not understanding this. So let's see. They sent me a message Monday. Letting me know that my payment was late. Okay, so they sent me a message Monday. Your account is past due. Wait a minute. Of course I know my account is past due. A lot of people's accounts for a lot of service providers are past due because of the freaking lockdown. I'm not working. I don't have a job. So what, and even people that do have jobs, because I know a few people that are still working, have reduced hours, so they're not getting the full check because business is slow. So it's like, and then Thursday, which is today, I just went ahead and paid them. Now, what does this mean? This means that other bills will not get paid, or I'll have to make another arrangement on top of the other arrangements to pay them even less money, and they might not agree to that, because these people, not only did they want to charge me full price, they wanted me to pay a late fee on top of that. Like, you got my payment history. You know I pay on time, and even if I'm a few days late, it's only a few days late. I always keep my bills paid up. So for you to disrespect your customers like that during a pandemic, but yet and still, when you call, it clearly tells you, it clearly tells you that because of the high volume of calls due to the global pandemic, calls will be responded to slowly. I get that. You're telling me that because of the pandemic, you've allowed some of your workers from your call center to take calls from home, because you value their safety. Okay, but if you're sending them home, don't you think other companies are sending people home? Don't you think other companies are shut down and struggling? Do you think this is a freaking joke? So, I don't know what I'm going to do, y'all. I mean, I'm not an alchemist. I don't know how to just make money out of thin air. I'm not a magician. Definitely not Jesus. I ain't never been able to turn water into wine. So what does one do in a situation like this? I don't know. During this pandemic, I go to my storage. I try to work on my bikes a little bit, clean up my tools. I even made some videos with the car, changing the oil and all kinds of stuff. But the fact that they would pull this crap during a global pandemic, not a national, this thing is global, because remember, it wasn't in the United States at first. It came to the United States. And to think that there are people in this country who still think this is a joke. Not having money to pay your bills is not a freaking joke. And I'm very upset about that. So now, the other bills that I was struggling to pay since this pandemic, I'm in a worse position with them now. I mean, yeah, I can get to my tools and stuff, but still, any mechanic knows, unless you got money like that, tools are expensive, especially when you start buying top tier tools, those expensive tools. So I don't have the money to buy Craftsman's at Harbor Freight right now. So I'm going to the little small shops, going to Walmart, buying little $20, $30 tools here and there. I just don't have the money to play with like that. I need the little cash that I do have for my service providers. I don't know, man. I felt like I had to go on a rant. I had to get this out there because I know there's a lot of people like myself who are struggling to pay these service providers, and yet and still, when you come across a service provider, whether it's the phone bill or storage or whoever, and they want their money, where you gonna spend it? And see, that's another thing. I didn't think about that till just now. They want their money to pay their workers, but where are you gonna spend it? It's a stay-at-home order, regardless of what state you're in. So that means you still have to wear a mask like everybody else. You still have to be careful and mindful of your surroundings when you do go out 6 feet, 6 feet apart. So, what, you think I don't need my money? Maybe they the ones that need to apply for extra stimulus check or unemployment benefits. I just think that was wrong, man. I just really do think that was wrong. But to end this on a good note, my job called me back. Yeah, man. My job called me back. So, hopefully, things go right. I will be back to work next week. But that still don't mean I got money. You see what I'm saying? Even though I start work next week, I still have to wait for the payroll department to give me a check. So that first check not gonna be a full check, and depending on how many hours I'm working, I still might not get a full check while this pandemic is in play. So, look, I know it's rough. We all struggling. Keep your head up, because believe you me, sometimes I want to put my hand through the phone and slap some of these people. Like, where do you get off putting demands on your customers when you know that the governors of each state are putting this thing in place? It's not the people that's doing it. It's the governors that's saying you need to stay at home. Just take your mask with you when you go out. They're the ones that saying businesses need to shut down. This thing is real, and people ain't. Oh man, they're not taking it seriously. But yeah, like I said, if things go right, hopefully I'll be back to work next week. I hope as many people out there can get back to work and at least try to bring in a little money. At this point, some is better than nothing. You guys take care. Talk to you later.